Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend, for it's our last refrain.
This is the town or the city where I arrived, guys, in Waterloo. And in a minute I'm gonna explain to you what we are doing here. But first, I'm gonna make my way to downtown area. Let's get going. Well, guys, I arrived in the downtown area, and here seemingly is a big old church. And what else? Right across the street you saw a museum a minute ago. And this is, I guess, about the downtown area. So what do we do here? Let me sit here for a second so I can tell you guys what we're doing here. I'll switch the camera around for a minute. Yes, guys, as you know, we arrived in the city or town, I'm not sure, of Waterloo. And Waterloo is about, I would say, 15-20 kilometers outside Brussels. And I came here because Waterloo is actually fairly famous. Way back in the old days, as you saw across the street a minute ago, 1815. Well, that was the famous Battle of Waterloo. And if you don't know, that was way before World War I, World War II. That was the previous famous battle. And that battle was fought by Napoleon Bonaparte. I don't know if you heard of this guy, but he was French and he wanted to conquer Europe. So this guy went at it in 1700 in the 90s, somewhere in the end of the 1797 or something. That's where he started his quest to conquer Europe. So Waterloo is here in Belgium, and but back then it was not even called Belgium yet. This part belonged to I don't know, the Netherlands, yeah. And another part of Belgium belonged to France way back then. So, but this guy wanted to conquer the whole of Europe. So, and every country he went in, he fought and conquered that country, except here. In 1815, this was his first loss. He lost the battle here in Waterloo, and that was it for him. He was done fighting. And I'm gonna walk towards the battlefield, and here in the downtown area a little bit too, and show you the battlefield, and we talk some more while I'm walking. Okay, guys, I'll give you some. I don't want to make it a boring history lesson, but you know, I gotta keep on walking and show you some stuff. I'm on my way to the battlefield, guys. And this here, there you can see some scenery from Napoleon. This was back in the days like a sort of a fortress, or they call it a farm here. And that's where Napoleon was kind of waiting it out while his guys were battling. Right there, there is the battlefield. There where you see that big heap of mountain, I would say, and there is a big lion on top. I'm gonna go closer, but I don't know if you can see it. So as I told you guys, I'm walking towards the battlefield from back in the days, and when I'm there I will tell you some more what happened. Yeah guys, and here I came closer. This was actually the battlefield where he was defeated. And like I just showed you, there is that hill that they constructed as a memory of the war, I would say, that he was fighting. And on the top is a big lion. Those was from the guys that beated him. And that building in front of the hill there is a museum. However, I'm not going to go in the museum, because what you find there, a bunch of old clothing, a bunch of old guns, some cannons, and that was basically it. But this is actually the battlefield where Napoleon fought his last battle. And then he lost here, he was captured, and they banned him to an island close to South Africa. Well, close, yeah. It was in the middle of the ocean, but it's in the proximity of South Africa. So that's where they banned him. I would have thought they would shoot him because, you know, he was the enemy. So I thought probably kill the guy, but no, they trucked him off to this island in the middle of nowhere, and that's where he spent the rest of his life, which was another 6 years, and then he died after that. So, and that was that. That was the last battle of Napoleon. And we didn't hear from Napoleon anymore for about 160 years, until there was a Swedish group called Abba who made a song about Napoleon. And you guys are probably more familiar with the group Abba, and that was their first big hit. Actually, they won the Eurovision Song Contest with that song, and it was called, what else? Waterloo. So you guys might know that better. And like I say, 160 years later we heard about Napoleon again. And as you know, Abba became a very famous pop group. They made lots of songs. If you don't know who they are, you just punch in YouTube Abba, and you will find all their songs. Or if you punch in Waterloo, you find the Battle of Waterloo. So there, guys, that was my history lesson of Napoleon, and that was that. So that's it. I'm gonna make my way back to the downtown area and see if there's anything more to see. There is the hill again. This is the battleground, and there we go. Off we go back to the city. Hey guys, and here in this town or this city, Even after more than 200 years, they don't let Napoleon die here. Take a look here behind me. They have posters and all kinds of memorabilia still on the walls and everywhere painted. So they want to keep the memory alive. Of course, it's a big attraction to this town, so that's why they do that. So everywhere you look in this town, you see Napoleon or the army or the lion or whatever. So what else I forgot to tell you guys, the island that he was banned to, it was called St. Helena. Yeah, it's like I said, close to South Africa. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that was basically it. I'm making my way back to the downtown area. So guys, this was my visit to Waterloo. In the downtown area there is not so much difference than any other little city. Nothing special. So I'm making my way back to the station. I hope you liked my little story about Napoleon. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you to our subscribers, the people who watched our videos, and see you next time, guys. Bye bye.
Close to the sun.